ready to move?
Getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Hey. Hi, I like your hair. It's so
Thank
short.
you.
That's
I
cute.
know. It's different. I'm getting used to it. I love it. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of pain with it because it's so easy to do. But it's like I've never been this short. So, yeah. And then I see hair like yours and I'm like,
I remember having a bob like that for a while, and it was like so much work. It was fun, but I was like, oh my gosh, Abby, remember how much time you spent on your hair if you ever want it again.
That's the thing too. That's the thing, because as soon as it gets to like right here, it's gonna start flipping and it's pain. So
yeah.
we're going through it. At least now I can say when I'm talking to my clients with bob lengths, I'm like, okay, this length you can't pull up, this is your struggles.
Yeah.
So we have that.
Yeah.
So cool.
Nice.
What about your length? How are you feeling with your length?
I think it needs to have some taken off.
Okay.
I don't want to go short, you know.
We just
but
want to clean up the dead end.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
around there.
And then shape the front of it for you. We have a little bit of the shorter faces, or you want to bring more length?
I don't know. What do you think?
Are we still just kind of pulling back and?
I'm probably gonna try to wear my hair down more because I'll be in clinic a little bit more going forward. So
Let's do a soft face frame then.
okay.
Because that's going to keep it where you don't have fussy layers that you have to mess with, but it's going to give you a nice like opening in the front of the face and not make you feel so long.
So Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll bring it up some.
Okay.
I probably want to bring
Yeah. I will still have to pull my hair back. But.
So I'll probably bring it up about that much on the
Okay.
front, and then we'll just make it a really soft one that feathers down for you.
Okay.
What are we thinking about color?
I kind of think I want to go lighter again.
Okay.
I know it's like fall and winter, but I think that, you know, my thought was like, okay, I could go like darker and kind of not red, but that kind of like
Richer.
more like richer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, like I do better with the lighter
Because
color.
the maintenance in it is just so low.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep it with like your old pattern that we had, or you want to change up? What are your kind of thoughts on your blondes that we're going to do? Do you want it super blended? Do you want ribbons, contrast?
So like ribbons, when you say ribbons, it's like you would see all of the...
It's kind of like, see your little ribbon we
like
have
that.
around here? So like that's more of like a contrast look.
Okay.
And so I could build on it where I just refresh it here and then I could reestablish these guys up where you have some like soft ribbony pieces.
Yeah.
Or it'll make you feel blonder because we would do an even blend from this front piece back. So it'd make you feel significantly more blonde. Kind of like, not like as blonde as here, but see how that's more of a blend?
Yeah.
Here with the contrast.
Okay, and so then as things are growing out, probably a blend, I need to be on it and back in sooner than
3 months.
not. 3 months?
Yeah, I would say 3 months.
I can do that now, Katie.
Yes!
I can do that!
It's been years.
It has been.
Okay.
So yeah, let's try that, because I think
I feel blonder.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
And I think it'll be really pretty. And we've done it on you, like, in the past, but we couldn't have the maintenance on it.
Yeah.
So just imagine, like, this. All right. If you want to get set up with your laptop and everything, I'll get product set up.
Okay. Well, we hired a new nanny,
Okay.
which is awesome, but it's like I need to put together like, oh, okay, Mondays, this is what everything looks like on Mondays, and Tuesdays, and you know, it's,
Yeah.
so, my ancient laptop out.
And we're going to do more of a teasy light onto you than a balayage.
Okay.
Teasy light is going to mock a balayage, but it's going to get you a cleaner, brighter look without the work. Cool. So if you're like, what are you doing? Because usually we can't.
This is different than normal.
Yeah, it's a little different. Fixing it up on you.
Okay, so that'll be good. I'll work on it once up here.
Yeah.
Can I fold my coffee now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But that little lap thing I have in front of you is
Okay, perfect. That'll be great.
so convenient. Everyone uses it. Your phone, your laptop, some put a drink on it. How are
Oh, that might
kiddos?
be nice. So you can just hold it on and knock it down.
Yeah, you can
Is it go across the whole table?
Yeah, it
Ooh.
should fit securely.
Wow.
I know. When I got it, I was like,
This is
amazing because like it like fits in.
Yeah. The girls are good. They're like, we cut back on activities this fall because we were like, wow, if we do, you know, dance, swim, and golf like you did over the summer, you're literally going to be doing something every night, and that's not okay for
They don't have time to be a
4 to
kid.
7-year-old. Yeah.
And you don't have time to like cherish them. They're just always on the go at that point.
Exactly. So we're just doing dance this fall, but that's like plenty. That's 3 days a week between the two of them.
Oh
so.
yeah. That'll get you what you need for sure.
And Penelope's gonna be in the Nutcracker again this year as a little like bonbon
Oh
and
my
a
god.
reindeer, you know, and she is taking it so seriously, which is adorable. I love it.
Love it. She's like, this is
Yeah.
my job.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
So she's excited about that.
Yes. How many now?
4 and 7. So Hazel's in full day preschool, and then Penelope's in 2nd grade. Yeah. How are your girls?
So good. Harper's now in 4th grade.
It's like,
I know, that's when you said the age of yours, I'm like, wait, what?
yeah. Funny enough.
Yeah, and she's so cute because she went through, it's been a full year. She's been like in this Wednesday Addams goth stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, she's getting it out of her system before middle school. So I'm like, okay. And then she comes up to me and she's like, Mom, I have to tell you something. I'm like, what? She's like, I think I like Taylor Swift in the color pink again. I'm like, all right.
Great.
And she's like, but I worked so hard at school for everyone to know that I love black and red. And I'm this and that. I'm like, but you can change. That's the beauty.
Yeah. You can go back to pink, girl.
Right? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's been like this full conversation, and my husband had to show her like, cause she's a tomboy that likes to like dress pretty essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So he was showing her videos of girls that are skateboarders that had like
Avril Lavigne.
yes, exactly that. He was showing her all of that, and she was like, "Oh, I can do both." He was like, "Absolutely."
That's awesome. Oh, that's so cute.
They're so fun. It's a fun age.
Mm-hmm. And so what is she doing activity-wise? Because she was like dancing for a little bit, and then you guys were maybe riding horses, and
Yeah, we did.
you can straighten my part if you need to. We can fix things.
We're gonna go through, clean it up a little bit. Clean it up.
You can make it look better than.
But it's generally like
It's kind of like, yeah, somewhere in this general zone.
Vicinity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were doing horses, we were doing dance,
Mm-hmm.
and then we decided she wanted to do gymnastics.
Okay.
We did gymnastics, and we did 3 years of it. And we couldn't figure out how to do a cartwheel because we love gymnastics for the social aspect of it.
Yes.
And so when we decided to pull her, she was not upset from not being able to do gymnastics anymore. She was more like, but what about my friends? We'll get their numbers.
Yes. We can see them. We do not need to be paying
Yeah.
$3 a month
Exactly.
for you to go talk to your friends.
Because she would sit there on the balance beam just like playing and talking. I'm like, okay, okay. So then,
And then you're also like, okay, coaches, like, you could do a slightly better job and make my child work.
yes, and stop moving her up.
Yeah.
They kept moving, like she was in like junior girls, like mid-level, and she couldn't even do backbend or a cartwheel.
And you're like, how is this?
And we're paying more for this because the more they moved her up, the more dance, the more money we paid.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god. So yeah, we stopped that, and then we were kind of like, all right, maybe we want to do swim team.
Mm-hmm.
So then we, there was like a swim clinic, and one of her friends was in it, and she did the swim clinic, and she goes, Mom, I like swimming, but I don't like when people tell me how to swim. She's like, I like freestyle swimming. I like to swim like a mermaid.
You're like, well, you can't win races doing that, so.
All right, on to the next. And then she is obsessed with Ninja Nation, you know, Ninja Warriors.
Oh, like the,
Swinging.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So she's obsessed with all that. So we're like, okay, let's put her onto this. And
Yeah.
She loves it. Like, she's so strong, and when she races the boys, she beats them. But we're running into the aspect that she doesn't like to be told what to do.
Which maybe like something like this is good for her.
Yeah.
Where you have to like listen and follow the rules. Because of safety. And
Because she is one of the few, so there's a big ninja warrior thing. It's in a warehouse just down on 470 by American Furniture Warehouse.
Okay.
It's huge. And the rope goes to the ceiling. She will climb to the top of the ceiling. She's strong. And so we were doing that, and then she's like, I think I want to get back into horse. And I'm like, girl, so just pick something for like a year.
Yeah.
Stick to it, and if we don't like it, we'll move on. But we gotta have a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of playing around with different stuff right now and seeing what we like, what we don't like, and yeah, it's the joy of it all. So but yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if my girls at some point are like, I don't want to dance anymore. I'm like, this will be a big change in our house.
Yeah. That's one of those for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and look down for me, okay? And then Faith is just living her best life as a 21-year-old right now.
So she has her own place, right?
No, she was going to. She had been looking and looking. And then she ended up getting in another car accident early, like, start of summer. Okay. She was on the 225/25 merge, and she pretty much got sandwiched between two semi-trucks. So it wasn't her fault. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is she okay? I mean, I'm guessing so. You are not talking like she's not okay, but like...
Yeah, it was scary because I do have a rule. I'm like, okay, if there's an emergency, call me twice. If I'm here at work and I'll pick up, just know to be on speaker.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here doing this right here, and all of a sudden my phone is being blown up by her, and I pick up and she's screaming. And it literally had just happened. And so she's trying to like the windows are smashed, there's glass everywhere. And
you're just trying to like figure out what in the world happened.
Where is she? What's going on? And so she dropped her location to both her dads, and so they were both on her way. And pretty much she was in the middle lane, and there was a truck merging on, and she was next to another truck. And the one that was merging on, we've all seen them, the ones that are like, I'm big, I'm gonna push my way over.
Yeah.
She had nowhere to go. So it pretty much sandwiched her and smushed the car. So when it smushed the car, her side airbags went off, but her front did not. So she onto her steering wheel. And I mean, they were on the highway going, I think like 60 miles per hour. And it took the police and EMTs an hour and a half to get to her. Her dad coming from the Springs got to her before they did.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were right there. And it wasn't like a crazy time of day. I think it was...
So did he just like drive on the highway and park and like run over? Or did he like actually get his car all the way up to her?
He came smushed, went forward, and then pulled off.
Okay.
And then the one she got smushed into, he was like a godsend.
Yeah.
So she's talking and she's like, Mom, I can't get out of my car. The doors are like jammed and there's glass everywhere. And I was like, you need to holler for somebody. And so the semi-truck on her left, he stayed. And so he came over and he helped pull her out of the car.
Did he like pull her out of a window?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, through the passenger side. And she was coming back from like I think a pool party. So she's in like flip-flop shorts and tank top covered in glass. And so he puts her in his rig and he goes into her car and finds anything he can for her. He found her some Sorel snow boots and some sweatpants. But the best thing that he did is his rig was fully covered with cameras. And so his rig caught the entire thing. So when they came and they took her to Swedish.
Okay.
And they got her there, and then the cops showed up and they wrote him a ticket right on site because it showed how he was being aggressive and how he was moving and everything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, her having any sort of move or anything like that just hasn't happened.
Because now she has to like buy a new car.
Yeah, well, and it's such a bigger process because when she had gotten her car, it wasn't, I'm going to listen to Mom and get the best rate, the best deal, we're just going to go in and let them take me to the cleaners. So we're dealing with that. We got an attorney to handle it because when you're working with these sorts of insurance companies, you need to, when there's personal injury.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of sitting and waiting. She has a personal injury side going on because she did get a concussion. She couldn't work for a hot minute because her concussion was so severe they didn't want her working. Her ankle, her back, like she just got a bunch of weird soreness on her.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure long term there's no issues. And like her car, her Jeep was barely even like, she barely had it a year, I think. It would have been a year. She had it this September. So
it was like a Jeep Cherokee or the Jeep Wrangler? Or what?
Jeep Cherokee.
Jeep Cherokee, okay. At least a decent size SUV. Can you imagine if she'd been in a car?
I know. That's what I sit there. I'm like, and now she like does not want a car. She only wants an SUV, which I get. But when your budget is X, Y, and Z, you gotta kind of go with the safest vehicle and not an SUV that has 1 million miles on it.
Yeah.
So we're working through that right now.
Well, Chris's car was totaled back in June, and so we just bought the Volvo right there.
Nice.
But
I thought that was your there.
Yeah, he had to fly to Arkansas to get it.
Whoa.
Like there were, so we wanted a used one. We were like, we're not buying a brand new car.
Yeah.
Like we're not interested in doing that. But this one had like 8,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
A couple years old, but we had to fly to a different state. But it still was like worth it money wise because it was like so much cheaper to buy it in a different state that we were like, it's worth it to pay a plane ticket and drive home.
Yeah. Then have to try and get the same thing out
exactly.
here.
Like we couldn't find the same thing out here, you know. But I was like, this whole buying a used car is
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. What happened to his car?
So it was old.
Yep.
We were both ready to get rid of it, but just not quite. You know, like we're not like financially in the place where we want to sell
Push
it and
into
like
it,
buy
yeah.
a car. You know, like we're just not quite there yet. And he had it parked at school drop off, and some lady backed into him,
Of course.
moved his car the length of his car. She had a backup camera.
Oh my god.
I was like, I don't understand how you did this. But she like moved his car the length of his car and like totaled it, you know, because
Holy
it's like the front end, like the doors, you couldn't open the doors. Like just, I was like, I don't understand what in the world you were doing at school drop off.
Like you were going.
Yeah.
You were going.
And to not feel that initial like tap.
Yep, that says something right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We had a lady at school drop off. It was actually scary. So, you know, you come up, you come around, you drop off the kids, and you go forward, and then you come back down.
Yeah.
Well, she launched it off. Like, it's like she went off the, like, here's the pull through, and then there's the sidewalk. She launched it over the sidewalk and down a hill and into a tree.
I'm so confused.
I know. There was like road rage going on or something, and she was trying to take off and gunned it way too hard.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I'm like, people.
Oh.
People.
No. Like I'm thankful like our school, most people have to park and like walk up to get their kids. Like
Yeah.
there are a few people that do the drive-through, but it is not the majority of it.
Okay.
And so we're saved from some of that. But then the flip side is people are like parking frantically.
Oh.
You know, and so it's just like
Yep.
I think that she was probably thinking she was late and then, you know, gunning it to parallel park.
Funny but not
Great
funny.
idea.
I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, love it, love it.
Well, new car in the way of that.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. Yeah, we are both going back to work he goes back on Sunday, I go back on Monday.
Okay.
We've been off, I've been off for 3 months, and so he has been off for 2 months of that, so.
Nice. Talk about like a glimpse into what retirement looks like.
Yeah, and like, we need more activities.
We need some keeping us
Yeah.
busy here.
Yeah. And we have plenty of like house projects that we had put off for years.
Yeah.
That like we got a bunch of stuff done around the house and all that. We traveled some and it was a good summer.
Enjoyed it all. That's a rarity to be able to have too.
Yeah. I know, I'm like, I'm not gonna have time off like this again until I'm retiring.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can,
Yeah.
for sure.
Are you like teasing the hair up and then just painting some of it? I'm gonna have so much volume if you leave that in.
Right? Like, whoa. Like, hello, body. Yeah, so what this does is it creates a built-in like root, like balayage does. But what the foils are gonna do is it conducts the heat. So it's gonna allow your hair to lift cleaner and brighter and blonder, which the pro to that is when it does start to fade with the gloss, you're not gonna have any orangey tones whatsoever underneath it. It's just gonna be really nice and bright and still blended.
Okay.
So we'll try this and see how we like it. I don't think you won't not like it whatsoever. We'll just see how you like it long term.
Okay. Those Halloween nails.
Yeah, look at them. They're all different too. My nail tech, he's awesome. He was like, I was like, all right, I want some Halloween nails. And he's like, okay, we'll do some Halloween nails. And I was like, I just want like black with some like white, like little ghosts or something.
Yeah.
He's like, can I do what I want? I'm like, okay, do what you want.
So here you are.
Here we are.
So now, will those last until Halloween?
No, I'll get these done again in 2 weeks.
Okay. And so are you gonna go with a different Halloween theme? Okay.
Yeah, he already has told me he's gonna do blood splatter.
Oh. Oh. I think I'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be scrubbing that off.
And
I keep seeing it and thinking it's blood.
It's something that's hair color on me.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like I'm usually like the classic. I love like my pink and white ombre. So it's not the pink and white with the harsh, but it's a very soft natural nail. So I'm like, all right, Denny, go ahead, do what you want. I'm like, live it. And then once we're done with this, it's gonna be snowboard season. And snowboard season, I cut down my nails completely. So I'm just enjoying like the next 2 services I have with him. They'll be these long, crazy nails, and then off they go. Because snowboard season, I cannot have long nails because I just break them.
So do you have him like take the like gel acrylic stuff off completely?
Yeah.
So to speak, it's like your like rest season for your nails, so they can repair and recuperate.
Yes, they have that downtime. Yep, exactly.
And now, do you get them painted during that time, or you just go completely?
It depends. Sometimes I will like get them painted, like around holidays, and depending how my nails look, because I do so much filming close up on my nails for brands. Like if I have a campaign that I have to do, paint them and make them look really pretty. Because I'm essentially like a little hand model with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really let my nails rest during winter because they just break. My snowboard gloves, so.
Yeah. Her way of life. We went and got the girls, they're like, they do the system for ski gear where you go in and you get fitted and you just like exchange it. So it's like all used.
Junior trades.
Yeah, yeah. And so they went and got their like new gear a few weeks ago. And they're so excited. They're like, when can we start? Not yet.
We will get you there. We will get you there.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love little skiers.
So we're gonna do lessons this year. We did last year, and it was fine because it was like, just kind of learning beginning basics. But I'm like, okay, you guys are now at the point where like Chris snowboards, so we cannot teach you more ski things
No.
than what we have taught you, and I do none of it. So
You're like, no, we need to get
I'm
somebody
like,
in here.
theoretically, you need to be zigzagging and making S's down the mountain. I don't know how to tell you how to do that, but you need to do that.
That's what you need to do. So you either need to figure it out miraculously on your own, or we need to get someone for you.
Yes.
Oh, that's too cute. Where do you guys have a pass?
So they get the Epic School Kids pass, so it's free, and it's like 4 days at all of the Epic places. So we do a lot more like Keystone and Breck, because those are like close and easy and nice towns to go to. And I can't remember off the top of my head what other ski places are part of Epic, but
Yeah,
I think like Vail is.
Yeah, Vail, Beaver.
Yeah.
You have a few days at Steamboat.
Yeah. So we might like go to Steamboat or do something like that.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I'm like Vail and Beaver Creek. I know so many people love it up there. Chris loves snowboarding at Vail. I think there's a lot of.
There's a lot of terrain.
Yeah.
But I'm like, as like places to go with kids, or if you are not skiing, like neither one of those places are very fun to just sit all day.
Yeah, that's very true. You don't have like the fun town to go
Yeah.
and kind of roam on.
Yeah.
I agree.
What did you put in my hair before we started?
So I put in a mineral heavy metal detoxer, and then I put in K18, which is a repair elasticity treatment.
The metal's out, fix the hairs up.
Yep, get it ready to be a nice clean canvas for some hair lady.
He finally put in like a whole filter water system in his house. And like a new faucet on our sink. It took us an hour to get the old faucet out.
Ooh, was it just like on it?
It was like some janky system that the last people used. Remember, like I've never seen anything like this before.
I feel like this is something new.
Yeah. Worth it in the end, but oh my gosh, it was like, Chris, can we hire someone? He's like, no, we got this. Are you sure?
One of those fun house projects that you guys encountered this summer.
Yeah. Are you in the same place?
As in,
Same house?
yes. Yep. Because we moved to our house, this will be our third fall in it.
Okay, yeah.
When we walk out.
You still like it?
I love it. Yeah, I love our neighborhood. Because it's very just like,
Facing this way, we're coming back.
it's what you want your kid to grow up on. Because we have so many kids in the neighborhood, and you know, all the parents are there, and it's good vibes. It's
Yeah.
good vibes.
And he was about to walk in the car.
And you guys are still downtown, right?
Yeah. We're up in like the Sunnyside area.
Yeah.
Same house. We will be for a while.
Okay.
We are outgrowing it quickly, but it's,
And.
our goal is to hopefully get like a place in the mountains sometime in the next few years, and so we're willing to sacrifice living in a smaller house
For now.
for now
Get
to
up
do
there.
that, yeah.
And he was like.
Now, would you guys want to move up to the mountains, or would it be a second house?
Just like a second home that we can use, we'd probably like rent it out.
And I took another step
time,
forward, I was
you
like,
know,
oh, and he was like.
Airbnb the weekends that we don't want to use it, that sort of thing, or weeks that we're not
Yeah.
gonna use it. So that helps pay for
And I
itself
just
a
keep
little
talking.
bit.
It's a little bit of an investment,
Yeah.
and then once it's
Oh my
paid off, you're
God.
not having that.
It's kind of hard for me to like think about having like my own house that I then have other people stay in, so that's gonna be a whole thing, I'm gonna have to just get over it.
It's gonna take you a minute.
Yeah.
For sure.
Where it's like I have to think, I can't think of it as like my house quite so much, it's like the rental.
Yes, it's the
It's the
rental.
rental, I'm gonna stay in the rental.
Yeah, the rental. Because a lot of people are very bad towards us.
Yes,
So it's being prepared with a lot of your stuff, like, they're like, never get anything new or updated until you're done with renting it, just enough where it's a lift where people enjoy it.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna have some that come in and they're really good, and some that are like, ooh, really bad.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, I think people who do like Airbnbs and stay there themselves tend to have like their own knives and plates and whatnot that they just like keep separate, and it's like, okay, now we know that these aren't gonna all go in the dishwasher
Yep.
and get ruined, or, you know,
Exactly.
whatever it is.
And you can usually like just lock them
Yeah.
into an area.
So we'll see, but like I said, that's like our,
Long-term goal.
yeah.
I like it. Yeah, our long-term is to eventually like move.
Okay.
But the prices of things, you know,
It's ridiculous.
we're in a beautiful home right now. It's almost 4,000 square feet, and if we go up there,
Oh, yeah, no, you
be like
significantly less.
probably 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And it needs a full
Downsizing.
update.
Yeah. I know, we always look at like the real estate, and we're just like, okay, all right. It's like over $1 million just to get in,
And it's nothing,
and that's not cute.
you know, it's something that you're like, we're gonna have to do some facelift on this.
Yeah. I would think though, like depending on where you live, if you are moving there to be a resident, I think there's some like subsidized housing options.
Yes.
Like I think Breck even has like whole neighborhoods where it's like you have to be A
resident to be able, they've just started that.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see how it evolves over the years.
And I wonder how many people can like, I wonder if like someone were to use it 50% of the year, if that would count, or if it would be like, oh, it has to be actually like a full-time.
I think it has to
resident.
actually, because for you to be able to get that benefit, like that has to be like your address for all of your stuff.
Your like permanent address. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there are so many rentals up there,
Yeah,
and so people I think would.
I totally want to take advantage of
Yeah,
that,
for sure. And there's a big shift going on with all the Airbnbs because COVID, people were buying up property up there like crazy, doing the Airbnbs, and now there's a shift off of the Airbnbs and back into the resorts. And so these people aren't able to make it, so they're putting their property back on the market, and it's so they're like, there's gonna be a big shift in the properties, like price and everything here. So interested.
Yeah,
Right?
it's interesting to see what it looks like.
I'm like, I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
Yeah. So what's your timeline though, for looking to like live up
I mean, if I can't get anything, like, by the time Harper's starting in 6th grade, I don't wanna move her after that. So that
Okay.
would be ideally our goal. Cause like my next studio that I'm moving into, I signed a 2-year, and that's putting her right into, going into 6th grade.
Okay, so then who's gonna do my hair when you leave?
Well, hey, you're gonna have your mountain home
I was
up
gonna
there.
have to.
Yeah, we'll keep
We're
you
gonna have to
on
coordinate this a lot better.
we'll coordinate it like nothing else. I have so many
So
clients.
I'm going to the mountains this week to get my hair done.
The kids will go snowboard or ski,
Yeah.
and you'll come and enjoy a spa day. That's how it will work. I've talked to so many clients who are like, well, I'm out there all the time, we'll make it work. I'm like,
Yeah.
perfect. And then I have others who are like, Katie, you need to go up there because you'll make so much money. Because there's just like a niche missing, because there's a lot of like stylists, but they're not like
Yeah.
good ones. Like they're in overpriced salons that are just like banging out a bunch of like tourists, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause I
So where do you wanna be though?
I think Summit County.
Okay. Like anywhere in Summit County?
Anywhere in Summit County, I'd be really happy with.
I feel like Frisco seems like a good place to live. Where it's
Frisco.
like a nice mix of, they have real stores.
They have, it feels like small town, but everything that you need sort of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of, we've been just like looking around, we've even been looking at like even Evergreen.
Oh, yeah.
Because Evergreen is right there is the entry, and I feel like Evergreen puts you in a good mid, like, you're up there just enough, but you're not so up there that like, if we need to go to Denver, we're so far away that it takes forever.
Now I have talked to a few people who lived in Evergreen, and they said it was not as nice with kids, like it was harder to have
Kids up there.
kids up there, but I can't remember what age kids, like, if it's like, oh, young kids, it's hard to like have play dates versus older, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I have a few clients that drive from up there.
So you like know people who live there and can ask those questions.
Yeah. And so there's even like, we looked at Conifer too, I think Conifer's just too up there, but I'm shocked at how, like, open, I want to say liberal Conifer schools are from what my clients have told me. I'm like, oh, I would have never thought that. Like, they have the gender neutral bathrooms, they're all on par for the LGBT. And I'm like, oh, I was thinking it was more like closed off, you know, sort of feel to it. So, and then like up at Evergreen, they have the coolest Jewish temple up there. It's outside, and it's just like really cool vibes, and a lot of the Jewish community likes to go up there.
Now, did you grow up Jewish?
No, I converted when I was pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, faith is not Jewish, Harper is Jewish.
Okay. Do you think Faith would ever convert?
No, she doesn't. She has no, I mean, right now she doesn't. She has no interest in any sort of religion or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, and that's primarily like with her. I never like baptized her or did any sort of thing like that for her because I wanted her to have that choice. But with Harper, the reason I did it is because it is such a long process to do. And then her dad was Jewish, and for a child to be Jewish, the mom has to be Jewish. So culturally she has that, but we don't practice. Like we do certain holidays, but we're not going to temple.
Okay. So do you guys do like Hanukkah?
Mhm.
Stuff like that?
And then we still let her, she does the holidays in a sense, because you know I grew up Methodist, and so there's, believe it or not, it's kind of hate in our neighborhood, and so we let her celebrate Easter and Christmas. There was a big swastika painted on the high school's wall. There's a lot, so we want her just to kind of blend in.
Yeah.
She was saying she was so proudly Jewish, and she had kids in class, and this was in third grade, like, Judaism, it's not real, it's not this, and so it was already like, let's pull back from that, and you know, so she celebrates everything. Yeah. And his parents would go, why does she celebrate Christmas? And I'm like, A, Santa's pretty fun, and B, I just want her to blend on with the rest of the kids right now, until she decides, like, to change it if she wants.
Yeah.
They probably didn't know. They're probably really good at hiding it.
We always have people at the barbecues. Like, you don't know. I mean, I kind of think it's even for like our girl, like we are in a Christian household, you know, but like for them to talk about, like if they were to talk about God or Jesus or anything like that, I feel like there's the same kind of ridicule, and which is interesting to me because it's like, so many of the like conservative people claim Christianity for better or worse. And it's kind of like, come on guys, let's not politicize religion, but you know, it's equally just as, you know, I'm like, oh, I feel bad that like kids don't feel like they can just talk about different belief systems or, you know.
Well, and I mean, I think one of the coolest relationships Harper has is her, one of her good friends is Mormon when they live on the street. I love that the girls can have open conversation about religions because it is so rare. Because like her Mormon friend, she gets the same amount of, you know, issues that Harper does. And I'm like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then claim, you know, trying to figure out who they are with it.
Yeah.
Adults stepping in, and it's crazy. It's chaos. That's all I can say about all that.
So where have you traveled for work recently?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I've been New York, Jersey, Connecticut, Florida, Texas, California.
Is your puppy still traveling with you?
No.
No. Wow.
I mean, right now she's just in a very vocal stage. You know, she's one. And so she's pressing every button and every boundary, and that's why she's not in here. And I don't know if it has to do with the fact that, like, my Frenchie kind of, like, helped raise her, and Frenchies are very vocal. Like, she sits right in front of you guys and goes, like, talking the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, we just need to get some maturity on her and keep her going. And I'm still taking her out and about everywhere.
Yeah.
But then she's also turned into like the most confident but unconfident dog at the same time. We're like, busy streets scare her, so I've been having to really take her on walks that I'm, you know, exposing her to busy streets. She hates when people walk past us, so we have to make sure I take her out. It's like a daily thing. So it's all these little things that I'm not used to with a little dog.
Yeah.
Versus my bigger dogs, they were just like, everybody's my friend. Let me come play with you.
Yeah.
So she's fun. She's my baby, but we're at that full like teenager.
Didn't you get her as partly to travel with you so you would have
Well, hopefully she can have that back again.
Yes. Yes. And bringing her to work with me because she's driving my husband.
Yeah.
Literally insane.
And is he working from home a lot right now, or is he?
He is my stay-at-home trophy husband, as I call him.
Okay. Because he's still doing something part-time.
He does super part-time with, it used to be called a ski and golf.
Okay.
Epic ski wear.
That must be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That he was doing. Okay.
Yeah, like he had his first day like a couple weeks ago, and it's so slow that after an hour they sent him home, and that's as much as he's worked this season.
Does he enjoy it? Like being at home and.
I think he does because I do all the cooking and cleaning. I mean, I pull out for the day and he's playing his little RC car and living his best life. But I know he's like bored to an extent. So we'll see how it evolves with him.
He doesn't want to take cooking classes and like.
No, he has ADD and it's hard for him to chop up vegetables.
You should get one of those things where you just set it on and it like
Right.
chops for you.
I know. Trust me, the sarcasm in me wants to so bad.
You're like, here you go.
It'll
Chop
chop
half
up.
the onion, push down,
You're good
done.
to go. You're good to go on this.
Same thing with the pepper.
Press and go, buddy. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean his extent of cooking is he can do a tuna casserole and hot dogs really well.
Yeah. Yeah, my husband also doesn't cook. And, you know, we've at least gotten to the point where it's not every day that he's like, well, have you figured out dinner? And, you know, and it's just like, well, how about you figure out dinner?
Yes.
I'm happy to help you, but you figure it out.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yep.
You know, but we're in a better place now for that, but he's still like, there is no cooking
No,
to be done.
no, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, and he can pick up, but he doesn't understand the meaning of like a deep clean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The number of times you come home and this is like, I cleaned, and I'm like, really?
Yes. Like you can tell it's been picked up.
You're like, is it clean?
Exactly it. Exactly it.
We, for the first time ever, which I'm kind of amazed that we made it this far, Paige was going to clean her house this week and like deep clean. It was lovely. They like pulled the stove out at one point and I was like, oh wow, thank you.
You were getting in there.
I know, and she was like, it was very dirty. And I was like,
I bet it
yes, I am sure it was very dirty. Thank you.
We haven't touched it, so thank you. Yeah, I've been wanting to so bad, but it's like he's so paranoid of having people in our house around our stuff. I'm like, we just need to find the right people and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now, was it House Flips or what was it?
Yeah, so Chris, we bought a rental in Missouri. That's been a headache, but it's, I think this next year should get to a better spot. Like we had to fire our property managers because they were awful, and then our first property managers put someone in the like upstairs unit, but then when we switched, stopped paying. So we had to evict them, and you know, so it's just been. I think we're like. Once we get everything, like the bottom unit is rented, they seem to be pretty stable renters. Once we get the top unit rented, again, you know, post eviction, it should hopefully be in a better place, but you know, we'll see. And then he flipped a house over in Virginia Village, and we lost money on it. So that was not fun, but he's looking to do another project. And I think what he's gonna try to do this time is, like have someone else be the investor and he does more of the work. And then divide the profits that way, so it's less of our money in it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, it is also someone else's money, so make sure we're not losing it.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's hard to find the right property out here right now to do that where you're actually gonna make money.
If you're not already in the business and
Yeah.
just getting into it, it's definitely finding that.
Yeah.
Essentially dream home that sets you up to keep moving forward and doing more.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He's like, he has a few contacts, of people he's like, interested in partnering with and stuff like that. So I think we'll see. I'm a little nervous about another one. That was not fun. It was like the number of hours he put into that flip and then to like
Not get the profit you're looking for.
Yeah, cause it was supposed to be like a 30 grand profit. And we lost money. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, that hits you in the gut a little bit.
Yeah. But I think part of it was there were a ton of houses that went on the market the same weekend ours did, and so it was kind of like everything was just flooded. Whereas if we had been able to get a house on the market, I think like 3 weeks earlier, it might have been a different story. But we weren't. It wasn't done. So
It's all about timing too.
yeah,
And the market's so crazy right now.
yeah.
And it's not like crazy like everyone's buying like they were. It's
No.
much slower.
Yeah. But I think interest rates should hopefully go down a little bit, which would be nice.
Well, I know even like I have clients that work in new builds, and they said a lot of the new builds that big developers, they're now just offering loans to them versus the bank.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
Is that going to get us in another like 2008 situation?
I know that's what I'm curious about, because that's what they're doing is they're able to have like the normal good interest rate that you're used to on a new build.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're offering to them. So I'm like, all right, how long is this going to last? What is this going to give us?
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea they were. That was like even a possibility.
Yeah, so, and I've had a lot of clients now looking at like when they've been buying homes, they've been talking about, oh, I'm doing a new build. And it's because we have like a really good loan through the builder.
And where are all these new builds? Are they like down south, like in the Parker area? Are they
I mean,
up north
there's
in like Erie?
There's a bunch up towards me, so I'm out by Southlands Mall.
Yeah.
There's a bunch towards like the Castle Rock area.
Okay.
So it's kind of all the way around. I know there's even new builds that are happening up towards like Evergreen area. And it's the big builders that are able to do.
Yeah. Those really big companies. There's this lot that used to have this tiny like neighborhood bar that I never went like. I was like, that's too scary.
One of those dive bars?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it closed. I'm pretty sure like the owner was like shot or something. I don't know. There was like a whole memorial out front for a while. It was one of those places where you're like, hey, this is like 2 blocks from my house. I feel great about that. But they tore it down after it closed, and they put 10 townhomes. 10. Like the houses are probably as wide this way as like this as your studio.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm like, so you can fit a couch, and that is it in your living room. Like there is no like
wiggle room.
Yeah.
No.
Like I don't. And
They're squeezing them in where they can.
I know, and I'm like, and you're charging insane amounts for these houses that are like tiny and skinny and like
It's like New York style.
yeah.
There's even been developments of, have you seen like in China where they have like, I call them coffin homes. It's pretty much enough room to have a bed and like some drawers and like.
Ooh, that makes me like anxious.
We have them here in Denver now. Yeah, they're like very small, very, very small. It's like enough to put a mattress in it.
Yeah.
And it's enough to like,
I'm sorry, I'm getting hot.
no, you're good.
Ugh.
Yeah. They conduct the heat the way they should.
I'm gonna like pull this up here. This is
Um,
real cute.
cute look, cute look, right where you need it. And so they've recommended developing those, and those are like 100 square feet.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I start my new job on Monday.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be at
Rose.
Rose.
With Metro OBGYN over there.
Okay.
If you know anyone who needs an OB,
There you go.
that's where I'll be.
Love it.
But I was like, I have no idea what my schedule is. So I called the office administrator today and I was like, can we just talk through when I need to be at work on Monday?
Just the basics.
Little things, just the basics, so I'm not freaking out.
Right? Oh, man. I'm so excited for you. I was telling my husband this morning, I'm like, I watched this girl go from ballerina to full doctor. And he was like, holy cow. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been here the whole
The
way.
whole way. Whole way.
Yeah.
Is it surreal? It's like finally here.
Yeah, I'm like, like feeling all those feelings of like, I'm so excited and ready, and then like, I'm not good enough. And I was like, I don't remember anything, and oh my gosh, what if I mess up? Or what if, like,
Yeah.
what if I don't have any patience?
Imposter syndrome.
Exactly, yeah, it's like the full range of all the things, and it will all be fine.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like it will.
But you're gonna go through it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to live and have all those emotions.
Exactly.
And then that's how you reassure yourself that you're the best doctor and you are where you should be.
Exactly, yes, yes. Well, I might have moved these here, sorry, if my
No,
like.
you're good.
Yeah, I think this is definitely like more foil and layers than the other.
Then with painting.
Yeah.
With painting, you just deal with more warmth versus with the foils, as you can tell, the heat that's being conducted from your own natural body is going to help with the lighting process.
Yeah.
And it helps your hair lift past the, I call it blonde orange, so you don't have any of that orange left in your hair. Now, don't think you're going to be leaving as a platinum blonde and crazy blonde either. It's just going to give you,
Yeah.
it's going to be the same look as the balayage, but not the warmth that
Okay.
it fades to.
Okay.
Just let me know whenever you need your computer, if you want to wait till you're processing.
Let's see, I'm okay right now. You guys you were planning a trip somewhere, weren't you? Were you going to like Hawaii or no? Maybe you did.
We went to Mexico.
Went to Mexico, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went to Mexico for Faith's 21st.
How was it?
It was good. It was good. I mean, it was January, so the first day we got there, I'm so happy that Harper was like gung ho to like get to the ocean. So like we went and we did our beach day because after that, it was so windy there that my polarized sunglasses were no longer polarized.
Wow.
Yeah, the sand completely destroyed them.
Oh.
And so we were taking turns. It didn't phase Harper. Did not phase that child
She
whatsoever.
was like swim in this ocean.
She was like, they had a sandcastle competition. She had her sister out there with that, and we all were like wrapped up in like blankets, taking turns like watching her. I was like, all right, Faith, you got to earn your keep with coming on this trip. You need to go out there and suck it up for your sister. She's like, I never know how to. I'm like, well, you are 21. Go have it.
Yes, you can.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then after that, literally I landed and then I took off the next day to California to go teach out there. And when I went out there, I went to Disneyland as soon as I landed. Like literally was in Mexico the day prior. Landed, and because the director of education, she's never been, she wanted to go. I was like, all right, let's go to Disney before we do anything. So landed at 1 o'clock and took off to Disney and did Disney for the day. And then I did Disney again.
Fun work expenses, right?
Right? That's the beauty in it. And then we did Disney, my husband and I, back in, I traveled so much. It was like earlier in the year sometime. Him and I took off. Harper still isn't. She just thinks we need to take off. And I'm like, I can't wait till we get our family photos and we put everything back up on the wall and we put those photos. We're gonna just like sneak them in, I think, right there alone and see how long it takes me.
Now has she been?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, she's been, we went last year 2 times with the girls, and then I think she's been a total of 3 times.
Okay.
And then she's deciding if she wants what she wants to do for her 9th birthday or her 10th birthday next year. If we're gonna go do Disney, and now she's obsessed with Mexico. If she wants to do Mexico, I have hard choices. I tell you.
I know. She's living a hard life here.
Totally.
Well, the last 2 years for Hazel's birthday, we've coincidentally been in Florida.
Ah.
And so she was like, well, we go to Florida for my birthday. And we're like, well, it wasn't for your birthday. It's just when the trip happened to fall.
Yeah. So that cookie crumbled right there.
I know. And so then we had, all this conversation where Poppy's like, but we go to Florida for Hazel's birthday. Why don't we go anywhere for mine? I was like, well, we didn't go for her
Yes.
birthday.
Yeah. Yep.
2 different ideas here.
Oh my gosh, they're so funny with that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how Harper was. She's like, oh, it's sister's birthday and we're here in Mexico. And Faye's like, yeah, I had to wait 21 years to get here, Harper. Versus we were kind of like, we did the Mexico trip. Essentially, we were supposed to do it right before COVID hit. Like, we had everything booked.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit and we didn't go. So, in a way, I'm like, it's a trip, but I managed to turn it into like a 21st birthday trip.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, all right, their expectations of what they get are now very high.
Yeah. Was COVID the time when you started doing more work with some of these other companies? Or did you
Yes.
start it before then?
No, that's when it really took off.
Okay.
Because I sat at home. I mean, when I had Harper, I only took 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
And then when I was forced to not be able to work for 6 weeks or something, I think it was, I just like went stir crazy, and that's when I really got my work out there, and then that's when I started signing deals.
What a gift in like an unexpected way.
It was one of those, like, when I do my classes now, especially like my social media classes, I get a round of applause at the end because I teach how social media can be so powerful and change your life for the better. Because, with Harper having viral induced asthma and her supposed to be starting kindergarten, it was a really hard time. I wasn't able to keep my husband home, and he's stayed home since then. It was just a godsend that, first of all, not many fathers get that time with their kids.
Yeah.
And then to be able to do what we needed to keep her where we needed her.
I love this table here. This is great.
I know, everyone loves it.
Yeah.
It's very convenient. All of my clients that are in here for like their really long services, like their 6-hour services, and they just buckle down and get a full day's worth of work in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
6 hours worth of stuff being done to my hair. What are you doing?
That's usually like coloring extensions.
So you're coloring their hair and coloring extension hair to match.
And then doing an extension install into their hair and blending it all in together to make it look good.
How long does this stay in again?
It depends.
Okay.
So each method has a different length of time. The method right now that's very popular is wefts. And what happens is I install them and then they come in and about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how much they can handle the grow out. A move up takes me just 30 minutes. And then they come in another 4 to 6 weeks and I do a removal. And a removal takes like 10 minutes. But then I have to reinstall because I reinstall it on different hair that hasn't had extensions on it, so we don't get any like breakage on our hair.
And is it like glued in? Are they tiny little like ponytails almost?
There's some that are like that. That's like the K-tips. Those are the ones that are. No, that was me. Those are the ones that are like fused in with a hot tool. The wefts are like sewn into the hair. So I put cylinders or like little beads. I place them into the hair, and then I place the weft over, and then I sew it onto the hair.
How do you get the beads in the hair?
I have a threader where I pull the hair through it. It has the bead on it, and I pull the hair into it, and then just slide it over, and then I take pliers and clamp the pliers.
meeting. So do you just like sit down on a stool while you're doing this because it takes so long, or are you like?
Sometimes I can sit for a little bit, but then like how much moving I'm having to do to manipulate and make sure everything's clean. A lot of times I'm doing this.
Okay. Do you ever get bored?
No, because it keeps me so like, you have to make sure that like you don't get crosshairs, you don't pull this, you stitch this properly. Because if each little step is missed, you're gonna have like breakage, you're gonna have extensions falling out.
Okay.
It can get really bad. So it's like
Each is very like concentration.
tedious.
Yeah.
Very, very tedious. Like you have to be concentrating the whole time or else you can like
Pumpkins. I know, but not
Housing.
I thought they would.
You will never have to do that on the hair. That is way too much.
I feel like that is too much use for this guy right here. Well, I have a client, she drives from Aspen, and she comes down every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And she gets her extensions done, she gets her collar done.
So now, who is the person who gets extensions? You know, like what?
It ranges.
Okay.
There's the clients that have hit, you'll understand this, the time in life where hormones aren't working
Yeah.
the way they should and their hair is thinned out.
Yeah.
I have a lot of those. And then I also have my younger girls that their hair just doesn't grow past a certain point and they want mermaid hair.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely a mix,
Okay.
a full mix of.
So like, there's like the group of people who are like, I want fuller hair,
Mhm.
and then there's the group of people who are like, I want longer hair.
Mhm.
But it's not typically people who are like, oh, I want to try these colors or
Mhm.
like something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a want for something we don't have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I would say majority of mine are the ones that have hit the age where their hair just sucks.
Yeah.
Hormones just aren't producing.
Yeah. Those are menopause. I'm not excited for it.
I'm definitely like in menopause right now. I'm like, ugh.
Really? Already?
Yeah, well, I'm 38.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Girl, that's early though.
I know. That's what my doctor said too.
Yeah.
I have every single symptom you could think of. So, yeah.
Are you gonna go on any sort of hormone replacement?
Unless it becomes unmanageable. I mean, I'm kind of like already crabby as it is dealing with all of it. But if I could wait until like full on menopause, then that's probably when I would wait till if I can. But they say that perimenopause can last, what, 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it started young for my mom, so I'm kind of surprised I don't have any symptoms yet, because she was like 37, I think, and
Yeah.
like started getting like migraines and hot flashes and like all of that stuff, so
Yeah, that is me.
I'm amazed that that's not where I am, but
It's like miserable. Like I get
Yeah.
hot flashes, migraines, the itchy ears.
huh,
It is one of the, and any of my clients that I've talked to have been through it, they're like, yeah, itchy ears.
yeah,
And my review was like, yeah, itchy ears is one of them. I'm like, huh, so what fun.
yeah,
And then all the other plethora of symptoms that come along with it.
yeah.
It's just like you can stitch it or you don't necessarily have to do it either. It's there.
Would be nice if we actually understood more about why the lack of estrogen affects so many parts of our bodies.
Absolutely.
But it's like we just don't have
We don't.
that research.
No,
Who wants to women's health
go
research?
through that. Well, I mean, exactly. I think the big thing though that is kind of relief is, I don't think perimenopause was ever really talked about until recently. So knowing that like, as I was having these symptoms and signs, I thought I was just crazy.
Yeah,
And then as I started looking into it and then talking to doctors there, but it hasn't always been there for women. So
Yeah.
having more of this has been nice, but then it's still like, okay, well we know, but
Yeah.
how can we help it better and
Yeah.
understand it better?
yeah. It's kind of like endometriosis too, where it's like, okay, people used to think they were crazy for how much pain they were in, and it's like, well, no, it's like a disease process.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah,
if
exactly.
we can learn more about it, then we can
Do more about it, absolutely.
That's good.
You dying underneath there?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I pulled my, sweatshirt up over my chest, so I'm
You
good.
sure you're not having hot flashes?
I think I do get anxiety, like panics. I don't like have full on panic attacks, but that's something that started with like increased stress levels. Yeah, being in medicine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're dealing with life or death.
Yeah.
As I tell people when they start freaking out with hair, I'm like, girlfriend, we're just selling shampoo. It's not life or death like a doctor.
Nobody ever died from
Bad hair day, they might have thought it, but
Yeah,
we
might have felt like they were dying.
can turn everything around.
So is Faith dating anyone right now? Or do you know?
I think she was, and I think he like broke her heart. I don't know who ran with it, but I can just tell from her social media posts.
So she won't tell you when she's dating someone?
Not after the Loskies. Remember how I told you the rapper?
Yeah, he was gross.
Awful. And so since I gave such a strong, harsh opinion, I think not until he's like, whoever she's dating is worthy, like it's gonna be like a long term, I think she'll introduce. So versus her dad, she brings in Joe Schmo around. So I'm like, I'd rather take it where she's like, okay, I'm not gonna mommy everybody.
Yeah.
So, and she'll tell me like, I'm going on a date or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
And now, wait, did you say she's living at home?
With her
you?
dad.
With her dad, okay. And he is no longer in your neighborhood, but he's not too far, or is he still in your neighborhood?
He's 2 miles down the street
Okay.
versus like right up the street.
Okay.
Yeah. So she lives with him because they're living their best bachelor and bachelorette lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
They party together.
Fascinating.
It's just a glorious thing because like that's why she doesn't want to be in my house because I have rules.
Yeah, you're like, no, you cannot do drugs.
Right? We weren't.
Or
We
you
can't
cannot
do
be out till like
drugs.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
drinking.
You have a little sister here. You can't bring over random people.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to like 2 years.
Where are we? Like in pre-tweet with her. I mean, oh Lord. The emotions. Well, and I remember I started my pre and so she's 9, and she's already showing signs. Oh my God, don't be 10, don't be 10.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah. I think it was like 12 or 13.
they're saying girls are
Hopefully it'll
younger
be-
and younger now too.
Yeah. But hopefully that means like if mine was around then, it would be,
For them too.
yeah.
Yeah, the teenage years are the hardest years.
I know, but it's also like, I just want to make sure that it's like, okay, you can talk to us, like just don't disappear.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's the big one.
And maybe my daughter will talk to you. But then I know that like, what you're gonna tell her is in line.
With what I believe. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was for Faith. It was so nice because her best friend, her mom is one of, those moms that have no filter on them, but in the best way. That was her. And so Faith, period, with her at a wedding. So I'm like, all right, out of all people, she handled her. I was so thankful for her to be around with her. So it's like having your, it takes a village. It truly does. We're almost done, don't worry. You're like, oh my God.
It's all good. Are you still running?
Yes, I've been doing running, I'm doing a bit of strength training, and then like doing a little bit of like a stationary bike. But it's like no matter what I do right now, I just keep putting on weight. So I'm like,
Well, that's frustrating.
yeah. And that was kind of like the big sign to my ODOT. Do you know? I can't, because like I'm counting everything, tracking everything. And then at first I thought I was maybe working out too much, but it's just my body right now, and I need to.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's so hard, especially when you're used to being like a petite stature.
Yeah.
And I think the hard thing is when I talk to others that aren't, they're like, "You're so petite."
I'm like, but no.
It's not my normal.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter, like, how fit you are. You can still look in the mirror and be like, wow, that's ugly.
Yeah,
You know? And it's like,
thank you.
it doesn't, it's not really about the size. It's about how you view yourself and how you feel. And those are really hard mirrors to change. I still can't change it half the time for myself.
No, but we preach it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we preach it to everybody. But
Yeah.
we're
So like, I still look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, Abby, you've got a lot of work to do.
yeah, but then we're gonna look at our daughters and we're like, oh, you love yourself.
So good.
You are good. Oh god, it's hard.
I know, I try really hard to like, not make any of those comments of like, oh, I need to like work hard.
Yes.
Oh, I need to, you know.
Same.
It's like, okay, Abby, you can think that, but you need to, I don't know.
It's the same thing. I try
And I
to
shouldn't
do
think that, but,
well, it's hard not to.
yeah.
I think also like we grew up in such like a contemporary
Mm-hmm.
body image world and what's now.
Yeah.
Now it's like curvy girls.
Yeah.
That is what it's all about.
Yeah. That was not the ideal for like my entire life.
No, same.
Also being a dance. That was not the ideal.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff on dance and like the body image and stuff that it gives adults today that we're in it.
Yeah. Did you add tattoos?
Mm-hmm. I
No.
just have a shirt that's showing them more.
Okay.
Because it's the 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys usually don't see the summer season, which is in the backside of the
Yeah,
line.
or love all these.
Or the fall, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys always see like maybe a
The
little
flowers,
bit.
yeah.
Mhm. No, I'm just gonna add a few more foils, don't worry. Okay. We're just tipping out the hair now.
So these are all the little hairs that you did not get at the top, you're just gonna get at the bottom.
So these are like your mids and ends that I'm just gonna give a
Okay.
little bit of a pop to. See how it's got that little bit of orange to it? Or we're just gonna give it a little bit of pop, and then it gives it like a pretty like Lipton look where you're not just like bright at the roots and then
Yeah.
you're not getting the bright at the ends. So this is what that's gonna do for you. I'm just gonna do it to like a few of these surface guys, not all of them, because I don't need the super blonde. Do like your hair doesn't have this.
And then how long do I process for?
About 40 minutes. Because usually you'll process for about 60 with the balayage on.
Okay.
So these guys, it's a little bit less than shampoo foils.
I was like, no, I want my taste.
Your hair's teasing better than I thought it would, actually. I'm like, alright.
I remember this one season of competition dance when I was a kid, where I literally would have to go from like this like huge curly teased hairdo to like bun, back to like the big huge curly. It was a ridiculous season.
My
But my
God.
hair was so destroyed.
I bet. I bet it hated you quite a bit. Because you're just like yanking at it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like you're doing this.
Yeah. But I was thinking we have like a hair person that year.
Oh.
Like her hair.
Nice.
That's when you know you're at a swanky studio.
Yeah, when you have that going for you. You're like, we're good now.
I mean, they would not have gotten the same.
Effect.
I did not do it as well as they did. I should say my mom. I was ended up that she was doing.
Was
a
she
lot of my hair.
capable of doing like some good dance hair, or was it
I mean, she like
got it, the job done?
she got the job done.
Got the job done.
Yeah. she like never really did that stuff for herself, you know, so it's not her.
She was learning on you.
Yeah, exactly. Which I appreciate.
Yeah. Dear, can I grab you anything before I step out?
I'll probably just get my computer and switch out to my water over there or whatever, but I'll also do that. So you don't want me to move out of my chair.
Nope, you can, the good thing with the foils, move wherever you need to.
Okay, cool.
Because with the body, I was just very sit still, don't move.
Yeah. So good.
You look so good. We're gonna see how it's lifting and then we can give you a better time frame. That's good. Oh, you're lifting good. I'll come check you in about 30.
Okay. Sounds
Move
good.
freely.
Alrighty. I'm dehydrated, now I'll hydrate.